Let's see. I haven't done this in a while, and I'll get to that. But first of all, I want to thank you so much for continuing watching the videos or the past videos or the few videos that I have, better said, um, up on YouTube. And I love the questions, and I've answered all of them. I hope I'm getting to it. Um, I was planning to do this kind of more often, but uh, like since January we had this situation going on. Um, then a bunch of other stuff came about. Just like the whole pausing of hitting the brakes of getting new clientele, and everything's just started to fall like a domino effect. Haven't had a haircut in 2 months now. I'm sure pretty all the guys out there know what I go through. And I don't want to cut my own hair. I mean, let alone like you can't even find anymore. You can't even find clips anymore to cut your own hair. But I digress. Anyways, I've been getting questions about this type of industry, which it's a perfect choice if you're a photographer. I mean, when I was a photographer, I started with churches and summer camps and all this stuff and dealing with people. I realized back then that I wasn't really good with people, like giving them directions and have them over your shoulders looking at every photo telling you no, let's redo it and all. I didn't want to deal with that anymore. So that's 2 years ago I stepped into real estate, and I don't know why I never thought of that, but that's pretty much how I got started 2 years ago, little by little, and then I started getting serious about it. Um, about, I want to say like 8 months ago, and now with this whole new situation going on, I think that it's even a better opportunity for me to continue pushing. So I started rebranding everything, you know. Um, and this is where I'm at right now. I started to little by little gather my gear, like upgrade my gear. I used to had a 10 to 18 um, millimeter lens for the Sony A7 II that I have, and it wasn't just working out. I mean, it's a great lens, don't get me wrong, it's a great lens for video, but it's not a very optimal lens for real estate. And the reason why is because it's a crop sensor lens. So when you convert it to full frame, you see the vignette around the lens, and there's just too much distortion and stuff like that. So I decided to grab a Sony Zeiss, which is the one that I'm recording right now, and I hope it's a little bit better quality. Um, but that lens actually saved me a couple $1 million. I did $1 million listing, and that saved my butt, honestly. So I have that. I have a new tripod. It's the Manfrotto. So little by little, I've been trying to gather all the tools that I need to do my job effectively. And speaking of doing your job effectively, I think now is the time. If you're into real estate photography and you just want to do real estate photography, it's great and all, but right now, people are looking at 3D and videographers. Um, since I don't know about your state or wherever you are in the world, here in LA, they're not allowed to show the properties at all. They have strict guidelines saying that they have to sign a waiver and all this stuff. Most agents don't want to deal with that. Most agents want to just get them in and out. So the way that you do that, or the way that you cut the process of them being interested in of the home, is by 3D or video walkthrough. 3D, I think everybody knows what that is. It's a service by there's a ton of them out there, but the biggest brand out there right now is Matterport. So I have a subscription with Matterport, and I did it with my Insta 360, which that's a whole nother story. But you're lucky to find those cameras, because those were the cheapest one. And when all this thing happened, Amazon ran out of stock. B&H ran out of stock. Adorama ran out of stock. I know I say it funny, but it's my Guatemalan heritage. But all these stores starting to run out of 360 cameras. So I had to find a guy on Facebook Marketplace. Drove 70 miles. It was really far away. 70 miles, and that's how I got the camera, and I started jumping into the 3D world, which has been fantastic right now because everybody is purchasing that service. As for the video walkthrough, that's just simply you're taking your camera with a gimbal. It can be a Red King or a Ronin S. And you simply just walk through the house and then do a 360, and then go to another room, do a 360. Now that's different from a video tour. The cinematic video tour that you see is the one that plays with the music and with the birds flying or whatever the case may be. That's something completely different from just a video walkthrough. Video walkthrough is just you literally walking around throughout the house and pausing for 10 to 15 seconds, looking around, going up and down of the house, and then go to the next room, and then the bathroom, and then the garage, and then the family room, and then the dining room. So, and that one is so simple because you just put it all together. Keep in mind the story in your head. That's one of the things that I may not know much about videos and the technical stuff and stuff like that, but I do know how to tell a story in a house. So it's very important for you to tell a story in a house, and just keep that in mind. Visualize it. Even play music in your head. Just go walk around smoothly, thinking that it's a luxury home. With that being said, try to do a 5-minute walkthrough, because that's how usually they are. They're about 5 minutes. Now, I'm not talking about the cinematic one. The cinematic is about, there's 1 minute, there's 2.5 minutes, and then 3 tops is for the cinematic one. Cinematic one is the one that's slow motion, music and all that stuff, super cool transitions and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a literally video walkthrough. You guys need to get into this as soon as possible. Do one for free. That's how I started. Do one for free. Walk around the house with your gimbal or anything like that. If you don't have a gimbal, then rent one in borrowlenses.com. That's where I usually rent my gear. So rent one and then just do a house for free. Choose the nicest home, please. Do not choose a beat up fixer upper home. Choose a really nice home. With this whole situation going on, mention that you have a mask, gloves, and that you're not going to touch anything. And please, when you get there, do not touch anything. Just for their safety and for your safety. So, let's see, what else? So yeah, so get one home to do it for free. And then that should be your portfolio. That should be your in with other agents. Say like, this is what I do. Let me text you a link. And by doing that, and how you do that is you upload it to Google Drive and then make a shareable link, and then you share the link via text or email, and then that's it. And then there'll be, and that service can be really cheap, up to $100, depending on your area. $100 to $150. I think that's fair for your time and not much editing required. I think that's very, very, very fair. So I think you can make good money with that. Now let's go back to the 3D. If you want to get into 3D, yes, that costs a little bit more because you have to get the camera. I recommend the Insta360 for now. Don't get the Matterport Pro 2. I mean, it's, if you have the money, good. Purchase for $4,000. It goes about right there. But or all the other cameras, starts with a Z, but ZH1 I think it's called. But that one is $900. So I mean, think about like, who's the people who are gonna hire you for these type of jobs. They're the people who have smaller homes, apartments, townhomes. So you gotta keep that in mind, that it's specifically targeted for that. Now if you're getting into a luxury market, then that's a little bit different, and maybe you should move to the Matterport. So I'll leave you guys with that.